You have been driving your Kia for months, maybe years, and there are buttons on that dashboard you have never once pressed. Not because you forgot, but because nobody ever told you what they actually do. And some of them, it turns out, could have been saving you money, protecting your engine, and making your daily drive dramatically easier from day one. This is not a list of gimmicks or buried settings that only engineers care about. Every button in this video is one that real Kia owners encounter and either ignore out of habit or press without truly understanding. By the end of this, you are going to look at your dashboard differently. Some of what you learn here is going to feel obvious in hindsight, which is exactly what makes it so frustrating that nobody explains it at the dealership. Let us get into it. Button number 1, the Drive Mode Selector. It is not just for fun. You have probably seen the Drive Mode button on your Kia. Maybe you switched it to Sport once on the freeway, felt the car rev a little higher, and left it there because it felt more responsive. Or maybe you switched it back to normal immediately because you were not sure what you were actually doing to the car. Either way, you are not using this button the way it was designed to be used. The Drive Mode Selector on Kia vehicles, found on the Sportage, Telluride, EV6, K5, and most of the current lineup, does not just change how the throttle feels. It adjusts the transmission shift points, the steering weight, the torque delivery curve, and in hybrid or electric models, it also changes how aggressively the system prioritizes battery power versus engine output. These are not cosmetic changes. They are mechanical and electrical calibration changes that directly affect your fuel economy and your drivetrain's long-term behavior. Here's what most owners miss. Eco Mode is not just for hypermilers trying to squeeze out an extra mile per gallon. Running your Kia in Eco Mode during city driving, stop-and-go traffic, school runs, grocery trips reduces the number of times your transmission hunts for gears and smooths out throttle response in a way that actually reduces wear over time. Drivers who stay in Sport Mode during daily commuting are putting unnecessary load on the drivetrain repeatedly, every single day. Over 3 years of ownership, that adds up. Use Sport when the road genuinely invites it. Use Eco when you are just moving through traffic. That is what the button was built for. Button number 2, Auto Hold, the one you should never drive without. Imagine you are sitting at a red light on a slight incline. You have your foot on the brake. The light turns green. For one split second, your foot moves from the brake to the accelerator, and the car rolls back slightly, just enough to make your heart jump. If you have Auto Hold on your Kia and you have never turned it on, this is the feature that eliminates that moment entirely, and it does a lot more than that. Auto Hold is a feature available on the Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, and several other current Kia models. You activate it through a button typically located near the electronic parking brake. Once engaged, it holds full brake pressure on the vehicle after you come to a complete stop, even after you lift your foot off the brake pedal. The car stays stationary. When you press the accelerator to pull away, it releases automatically and seamlessly. No rollback, no drama. The reason most owners do not use it is that it was not explained at delivery, and the button label, usually just the letters A and H with a circle, gives away almost nothing about its function. But once you activate it and experience it on your first hill stop, you will wonder how you drove without it. There is also a secondary benefit that nobody talks about. It reduces brake pedal fatigue on long commutes in heavy traffic. Holding the brake yourself for 45 minutes costs you energy and focus. Auto Hold does it for you. Turn it on, leave it on. Button number 3, Lane Keeping Assist versus Lane Following Assist. They are not the same thing. Most Kia owners know their car has some kind of lane assist. What most of them do not know is that there are two completely different systems at work, controlled by separate settings, and confusing them leads to a driving experience that feels intrusive and annoying when it does not have to be. Lane Keeping Assist, often labeled LKA on your display or steering wheel controls, is the reactive system. It watches the lane markings and intervenes if it detects you drifting across them without a turn signal. It applies a brief, corrective steering input to nudge you back. This system is designed for distraction prevention. It is not meant to steer the car. It is meant to catch you when you are not paying attention. Lane Following Assist, LFA, is an entirely different system. It actively uses the lane markings and the vehicle ahead to center your car within the lane continuously. It works in conjunction with Smart Cruise Control to provide a genuine highway driving assistance experience. This is the one that feels like the car is steering itself on long motorway stretches. Many owners accidentally leave LKA on during city driving where lane markings are inconsistent, feel the wheel fighting them at roundabouts and intersections, and conclude that lane assist is annoying. immediately turn it all off. The fix is learning which system does what and configuring each one for the driving context you are actually in. Button number 4, the rear occupant alert. Possibly the most important button on this list. This one is not about performance or fuel economy. It is about safety in a way that is so simple and so important that it is worth pausing the entire conversation to make sure you understand it. Rear occupant alert is a feature on the Telluride, Sorento, Carnival, and several other Kia models designed for families. When the feature is enabled, it uses sensors in the rear of the vehicle to detect movement after the car has been parked and the driver has exited. If movement is detected, a child, a pet, anything, the system triggers the horn and sends an alert to your phone via the Kia Connect app. It is a safeguard against the scenario that no parent ever thinks will happen to them, until it does. The reason this ends up on a list of ignored buttons is straightforward. It requires setup through the vehicle settings menu rather than being active by default, and the delivery process at most dealerships never covers it. Go into your Kia's infotainment settings, find the driver assistance or safety menu, and confirm that rear occupant alert is turned on. If you have the Kia Connect app linked to your vehicle, verify that your phone notifications for the system are enabled. This takes 4 minutes. Do it today. Before we move on, if this kind of real, practical Kia content is useful to you, hit the subscribe button right now. We put out detailed ownership guides across the entire Kia lineup every week, and you will not find this level of detail in the owner's manual. Subscribe and stay ahead of every feature your car already has. Button number 5, the heated steering wheel. You are probably activating it wrong. On a cold morning, most people with heated seats know exactly where that button is, but a significant number of Kia owners with a heated steering wheel either do not know they have one or they activate it, and then wonder why the wheel feels warm on one side but not the other. The answer involves a detail that most owners discover by accident, if they discover it at all. The heated steering wheel function on current Kia models typically heats the sections of the wheel where your hands naturally rest, the left and right grip positions at roughly 9 and 3 o'clock. The top and bottom sections of the wheel remain at ambient temperature by design because they are not contact zones during normal driving. This is the right engineering decision, but it confuses owners who expect uniform heat across the entire rim and conclude that the system is not working properly. Here is the part that matters for daily use. On many Kia models, the heated steering wheel button is a toggle that cycles through off, low, and high. But the button press is short versus long, and the behavior differs between trims. A short press activates low heat. A long press jumps to high immediately. Owners who are not aware of this often tap the button, feel mild warmth, and assume that is the maximum output. On a genuinely cold morning, holding the button for 2 seconds gives you noticeably more heat significantly faster. Small thing, big difference on a February morning when the temperature is dropping. Button number 6, traction control off. When turning it off is the right call. The traction control button is probably the most misunderstood safety-adjacent button in any modern vehicle. The instinct most drivers have is to never touch it. It has a warning symbol on it. It sounds like something you would only disable if you were doing something reckless. The truth is more nuanced than that, and understanding it can actually keep you safer in specific situations rather than putting you at risk. Kia's traction control system, present on every model in the lineup, monitors wheel spin and reduces engine power or applies individual brakes to prevent wheel slip during acceleration. Under normal road conditions, you want this on. Full stop. But there are 2 specific scenarios where disabling it temporarily is the correct decision: getting unstuck from snow or mud and driving on certain loose surface terrain. When your Kia is stuck in snow and the wheels are spinning, traction control reads that spin as a problem and cuts power to stop it. But in deep snow, you actually need a small amount of controlled wheel spin to build momentum and work the car free. Traction control fights that process. Turning it off briefly lets the wheels spin enough to find grip and get moving. Once you are clear, you turn it back on immediately. The same logic applies if you are driving on packed gravel or sand and need the throttle response to feel natural rather than artificially modulated. Know when to use it. Know when to release it. That is what the button is there for. Button number 7, the Windshield Defog button. Most drivers are using it backwards. On a cold, humid morning, you get in the car, the windshield fogs up within 30 seconds of breathing, and you hit the defog button. The fan runs, the air blows across the glass, and the fog clears. Eventually, What most drivers do not realize is that the sequence they are using to get there is the long way around, and there is a faster approach built into every Kia that most people accidentally work against. The front windshield defog system on Kia vehicles works fastest when three things happen simultaneously. The defrost button is activated, the air conditioning compressor is engaged even in cold weather, and outside air circulation replaces recirculated cabin air. The AC compressor removes moisture from the air before it hits the glass. Outside air is typically less humid than the air already inside the cabin after you have been breathing in it. Recirculated air keeps that moisture trapped inside and makes the glass fog worse before it gets better. What most owners do instinctively is the opposite. They turn on recirculated air to warm the cabin faster, and they skip the AC because it feels counterproductive in cold weather. Both choices slow down the defogging process significantly. The fastest path to a clear windshield is the defrost button on, AC on, recirculation off. On most current Kia models, pressing the front defrost button automatically enables the AC compressor and switches off recirculation, but only if you let the system run its auto configuration rather than overriding it manually. Let the car do what it was programmed to do, and the windshield clears in roughly half the time. Button number 8. The valet button on Kia's digital key system, a feature most owners do not know exists. If you own a recent Kia with the digital key feature, available on the EV6, Sportage, Telluride, K5, and others from the last few model years, there is a capability within that system that almost nobody at the dealership mentions during the handover conversation. It is a digital key restriction mode, and for anyone who uses valet parking, lends their car to a family member, or hands keys to a mechanic, it changes the ownership experience considerably. Through the Kia Connect app and the digital key settings, you can create a restricted digital key that limits what the vehicle will do for a specific user. Speed can be capped. The audio system volume can be restricted. The geographic area in which the car can be operated can be set as a boundary. For parents with teenage drivers, this is a functional parental control system that is already embedded in the technology you paid for. For anyone handing the car to a valet, it means the car will not leave the parking area, and the top speed is governed without any physical modification to the vehicle. The reason this feature goes unused is that it requires the Kia Connect app, an active connected services subscription, and a setup process that takes about 10 minutes the first time. Most owners set up the app, use it to check fuel level remotely occasionally, and never explore beyond the surface level of what it can do. Go into the digital key section of the Kia Connect app and spend a few minutes with the settings. The capabilities that are sitting there, already paid for, are genuinely impressive once you find them. Button number 9. The Regenerative Braking Paddle, the EV and hybrid feature that pays you back. This last button is specifically for Kia EV6, Niro EV, Niro Hybrid, Sportage Hybrid, and any other electrified Kia in your garage. And it is the most financially impactful button that owners of these vehicles routinely ignore. We're talking about the regenerative braking paddles mounted on the steering column. And the reason people do not use them is that nobody explains what is actually happening when you do. Regenerative braking is the process by which your electrified Kia converts the kinetic energy of slowing down back into electricity and stores it in the battery rather than releasing it as heat through the brake pads. The paddles on the steering wheel, typically the left paddle to increase regeneration and the right to decrease it, let you control how aggressively the car recaptures that energy in real time. At the highest regeneration setting on the EV6, the effect is strong enough that many drivers can navigate through traffic using only the accelerator pedal, barely touching the physical brake at all. This is called one-pedal driving, and it is both more efficient and significantly gentler on your brake hardware. Here is why this matters for your wallet specifically. The brake pads and rotors on an electrified Kia that is driven with active regenerative braking last dramatically longer than on a comparable gasoline vehicle. Some EV6 owners are reporting original brake components well past the 60,000-mile mark without needing replacement, because the physical brakes are almost never fully engaged during normal driving. That is a service cost that simply disappears when you use the paddles the way they were intended. Left paddle increases the drag when you lift the accelerator. Right paddle reduces it for a more coasting feel. Start with a medium setting and adjust until it matches your driving style. Once you get comfortable with it, you will not want to drive any other way. The bottom line: 9 buttons, 9 features that your Kia already has, that you already paid for, and that most owners are either ignoring completely or using in a way that does not match what the engineers actually designed them to do. That gap between what a vehicle can do and what most owners know it can do is exactly why this channel exists. The Drive Mode selector extends your drivetrain's life when you use it deliberately instead of leaving it in sport out of habit. Auto Hold eliminates one of the most common low-speed stress points in daily driving. Understanding the difference between lane keeping assist and lane following assist means you can stop fighting your own car on the highway. Rear Occupant Alert is a safety feature that takes 4 minutes to activate and should be on in every family vehicle before it leaves the driveway. The heated steering wheel gives you more on cold mornings than most owners realize. Traction control, when turned off at the right moment, keeps you moving instead of keeping you stuck. The defog sequence, done correctly, cuts your windshield clearing time in half. The digital key system has parental and valet controls sitting in the app that most owners have never found, and the regenerative braking paddles on electrified models can eliminate a service cost category entirely if you build the habit of using them. None of this requires a trip to the dealer. None of it requires a software update or an expensive add-on. It is all already there. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next breakdown. We cover every system in the Kia lineup in exactly this kind of detail. Leave a comment below telling us which button surprised you the most. We will see you in the next one.